Hello and welcome to Little Sue. So I'm coming on today because it is the Having Fun Making Jewellery collaboration hosted by Deb Hawkes of Crafty Cottage, and it is the month of June. Now, most of you will know that I actually missed May, and the reason I missed May is because I don't actually own any black or brown beads. I've got maybe a handful, but not enough to actually make anything. So that's why I didn't come on last month, and I took my holiday that month. This month, June, is red, white and or blue. Option 1 is we can incorporate a pearl, and option 2 is a patriotic theme. Now, I know most of the collaborators in this collab are actually over in the US and I'm in the UK. So I didn't do option 1 or option 2 just because I'm not in the US. I don't have anything to do with the patriotic themes that go on over there, like the Independence Day and that. So what I did is I've still used the red, white and blue theme, but I have gone down the Christmas route. So as you know, this is my box of jewellery findings and a couple of beads. Just move that out the way and show you what I pulled out. Now, I was going to take this apart because the elastic in it is actually starting to not break yet, but it's not stretching anymore the way it's supposed to. Try that. There we go. So as you can see, it's like the elastic stretched to the point where it's not actually elastic anymore in certain places. So I was going to take this apart and use the beads off of this, but I never actually got round to doing that. I pulled out these beads, and these are tiny little sea beads. I've got them in the red and the silvery white. I did use some of them. I also have my clears, which I used some of them. And I was gifted these 2 wee jars of a different type of sea bead. So we've got them in the blue and the white there. And I did use these as well. As you can see, I used a lot of that white one. And I went through my bead box and just pulled out quite a few of my beads. So these were all the sort of bluish coloured ones, and these were the red ones that were in packets. And all of these in here, these were my loose beads that I have. So I've got some hearts in here as well. Now, this one is just absolutely gorgeous. I wasn't sure what to do with this one yet, but I might keep this for another month. Oh, not focusing. There we go. So I do love this bead. So that was all my beads, and what I made a couple of things this month actually. I had fun doing quite a few different things. So the first 2 things are these sort of multiple bead dangle charms. And as you can see, I have got bells on them. I'll just zoom you down so that you can get a better look. There we go. So I've used the big polar bear at the bottom, and then I've got all these different red and white beads. I've got 2 bells, and I've got the Christmas bells on here at the side. This is the sea beads. So it's this one and this one. And these are just all different varieties of beads that I have. So that is that one. And the next one I made was a blue version of it. So yet again, using sort of the same thing. We've got sea beads and the blue and the white. We've got my little blue bells. I put a stag and a snowflake on this one. So if I just fix it a wee bit and then bring it back up. That is that one. So those were the first two that I made. I had quite fun. I had a lot of fun making these ones. I like making my Christmas projects, as many of you know. I get quite excited about it. So making these is put me right into the mood of crafting again. So next I made these two as well. And these are my ribbons. As many of you know, I like making these ribbon beads because I've got quite a lot of these Pandora beads and the spacers for them. But that my daughter, because she wanted to do the Pandora bracelets and gift them out to people, but then got fed up with it. So I got left with all the beads and I'm still trying to make my way through them. But this month I managed to use quite a lot of them. Now these are actually bigger than what I normally make, because normally I only make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads. So this time I've actually added 9 beads onto it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So this time I've added 9 beads onto these ribbons and it makes them a wee bit longer this time. So that is what I've made. Now, someone a while ago did ask me if I could do a tutorial on how I make my ribbon beads. Now, I did try and explain it in messages to her, but she asked if it'd be okay to do a tutorial on it. And I said, yeah, that was absolutely fine. So I'm actually going to make another blue one. So I've got my picked out beads right here. And I will show you how I make my ribbon charm type things. So basically all I do is I get my beads, I lay them out, and then I lay them in the order that I want them to go in. So I've got some tiny little spacers to go in the middle of these ones. Some bigger spacers to go in between the bigger beads. Then I pinned some ribbon. Now these are my blue ribbons. I couldn't find the blue ribbon that I was really wanting for it. I don't know where it's gone. But I really like this organza one. And I thought it worked perfectly because it's quite a lightish blue and I am going to be using these glass beads right on the end here. And I thought that would work really, really nice. So literally all I do is I leave my ribbon attached to the spool. That's so as I don't waste too much of it. I know some people cut their ribbons and just guess the size and then cut the excess off. And all I do is I just thread them all onto the ribbon, which this one doesn't seem to want to go on. Okay, I'm going to thread them all onto the ribbon and I will be right back. Okay, so that's the beads on the ribbon. I forgot to mention is that I have sealed the end of this ribbon. I just use a lighter and go over it just very lightly, quite high up. I don't put it too close to the flame. That just seals the ribbon so that you don't get any frayed edges. Next you will need is these ribbon grips. Now, ribbon ends, I don't actually know the proper name for any of this stuff. All I know is I know I like making all of this, but I'm not a professional. I don't know the technical names for anything. All I know is that these go on the end of ribbons, and that's basically what it looks like. So I just take my pliers. I used to add a wee bit of hot glue, but I was finding that the hot glue was drying too quickly before I could actually get the clip on, and I was finding that it wasn't actually secured onto the end. So I've actually started using this fabric glue, and I think I bought this in Aldi or Lidl, not sure which one, a while ago, but it works fine. Takes a wee while for it to dry, but as soon as it's dry, I find I don't have any problems with this coming off then. And all I do is put a tiny bit on the end. Use my pliers to pick up my ribbon clip thing. And put it in close to the back of it as I can, and then close. And then as soon as I've got it as close as I can, I come to the side and then I just squeeze tightly. And I just squeeze, turn it round and then squeeze on the other end as tight as I can. And just bring that up. That's basically it, and the glue will hopefully secure that in place. Now these, you do get different sizes of them. If I bring my red one in, the red ribbon was a lot smaller. Oops. So the red ribbon was a lot smaller, so it needed a smaller ribbon grip end, whatever you want to call it. And the blue one was quite thick ribbon, so it needed a bigger one. Now I try and match the size of the ribbon to the size of the end I need. Sometimes it doesn't always work, and sometimes I end up with a little overhang, like with the red ones, or this one, the clasp is just ever so slightly bigger, but it's not noticeable really. So I say. Next thing I do is I push all the beads down to the bottom, and then using my tweezers, now these ones aren't like normal tweezers, they're the reverse tweezers, so you have to actually squeeze them together to open them. And all I do is I use my tweezers to grip in the end here, get my scissors, and then I normally cut just enough that it'll leave a wee bit of space. Oh, so if I put this down here, I'm probably cutting about 1 centimetre, roughly. I'll get my lighter and just, doesn't even have to be close, and it melts it and secures that end. I keep the tweezers right there so as I don't lose any of the beads. And get this standing up so as it's ready. A little bit of fabric glue. Yeah, fabric glue. Oh. Try to concentrate and squeeze this together. There we go. Right, so if I just, so that's what it looks like. And if I turn it on its side, see how it's not completely closed or secure, and that is now falling off, which is why when I squeeze it together, I then go to the side and squeeze from the sides, and that just secures it properly. So like that, gives it a lot tighter. I'll just squeeze that again. And then I can just release it from, and there it is. And then what I do is, I've got these really big lobster clasps, and I use a slightly bigger jump ring. And if I bring my ruler in, this one measures about 5mm, and then I use a smaller jump ring to put on my little charm, and this one, hang on, that can't be right, this one measures 6, and this one is about 5, roughly. You just put, how I do is I always attach my jump ring with my flat nose. Using my round nose, I twist it open. I put my lobster clasp on while still holding it in my hand. I put my charm, my beaded charms on, the lobster clasp, and then using the round nose again, I'll just close it. And that end's done basically. And then I'll do the same with this one. I always like to have my flat nose in this hand because it's a bigger space, and I always use the round nose to twist it backwards and forwards. So you should always twist this way, don't pull it apart, because I've done that a couple of times and actually broke the jump ring because I didn't know back then that you should always twist. And I find it's easier if you've got your round nose to drop all the time, your charm on, my beads, and I find that because these are gripped, it means that you can hold it longer. It's not likely to slip out your hand. And that's another one done. So as always, everybody who is participating in this collaboration will be linked down in the description box below. Please go and check everybody else out because we all make completely different things. Like I say, most of the time I think I'm the only person who does not make jewellery during this collaboration. I think I made a bracelet for Sarah and that was about it. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my Christmas charms for this month's collaboration. Oh, So that is my makes. I now have 5 pocket letter charms ready for pocket letters at Christmas. So thank you so much everybody for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Please go and check out all the other collaborators in this video, and thanks again for watching. Bye for now.